Assassin bug. Despite its ominous name, the assassin bug doesn't necessarily match the typical image associated with it. In fact, it often appears quite unassuming, often mistaken for harmless insects like stink bugs or leaf-footed bugs. However, the assassin bug is equipped with a proboscis filled with venom, making it a formidable predator. When it bites, it injects a toxin that can induce intense pain and in some cases prove lethal. While its venom is primarily designed to dispatch its prey, which includes various insects, spiders, and even small vertebrates, it can also pose serious risks to humans. Although assassin bugs aren't typically seeking out humans to bite, if one is accidentally encountered or handled, it's likely to react defensively, much like any insect picked up by a larger creature. The bite of an assassin bug can lead to a range of symptoms, ranging from severe pain and swelling to nausea, fever, and in rare instances, temporary paralysis or muscle spasms. If you haven't encountered one yet, you might come across one during your woodland excursions, as they are found on every continent except Antarctica. Harlequin Beetle. In the world of evolution, there's an unspoken rule. If an animal or insect boasts vibrant colors, it's likely to be highly poisonous. Let's dissect this concept. Take, for instance, the Harlequin Beetle, originally hailing from South America and thriving in tropical regions. Its name derives from its striking colors, reminiscent of a harlequin costume, with a captivating blend of reds, blacks, and yellows. At first glance, it may seem visually appealing. However, beneath its beautiful exterior lies a deadly secret. The Harlequin beetle has a penchant for feasting on the sap of specific trees, notably the golden rain tree. While indulging in its favorite snack, it absorbs a plethora of toxins from the plants, effectively transforming into a concentrated reservoir of poisons. Should any predator attempt to make a meal out of it or pose a threat, the Harlequin beetle has a formidable defense mechanism at its disposal. It can unleash a potent cocktail of toxins capable of inducing skin irritation, burning sensations, respiratory issues, and in severe cases, proving fatal to both humans and animals. Despite its lethal nature, the Harlequin beetle serves a crucial ecological role by regulating certain plant populations through its feeding habits, acting as nature's own poisonous pest control. Bombardier Beetle. At first glance, many people perceive the Bombardier Beetle as just another ordinary beetle scuttling about its business on the forest floor. To most outdoor explorers, it appears as a small beetle resembling a sunflower seed from behind. They might casually pick it up, unaware that it possesses a remarkable defense mechanism, akin to an angered Reddit user ready to counter a disagreement. Hidden within the abdomen of the Bombardier Beetle lies a unique chemical arsenal. It houses 2 containers of explosive compounds within a specialized combustion chamber. When threatened or disturbed, the beetle combines these compounds, triggering an explosive thermal reaction. This reaction unleashes a high-pressure burst of scalding hot chemical spray, which the beetle can accurately aim at any would-be attacker. Thus, what initially seems like a harmless encounter with a tiny beetle can swiftly turn into a painful ordeal, as one finds themselves sprayed with a boiling toxic substance, reaching temperatures exceeding 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Not only is the spray intensely hot, but it also emits a noxious odor that is notoriously difficult to eliminate. To add insult to injury, just as the victim may be recoiling in pain and attempting to release the beetle, it may unleash 2 more sprays in rapid succession, leaving no doubt about the efficacy of its defense strategy. Cow killer. The real question to ponder when encountering this insect is whether you possess greater resilience than the average cow when faced with its bite. In most cases, the answer is likely no. Despite its moniker, the red velvet ant isn't an ant at all. It's actually a wingless female wasp. Despite its ominous name, it resembles more of a crimson-colored diminutive ant scuttling across the ground. You can easily conjure an image of this creature in your mind. However, in a twist of evolutionary fate, it boasts a formidable stinger that comprises nearly half of its entire body length. Should you be unfortunate enough, or perhaps adventurous enough like Coyote Peterson, to experience its sting, you'll be subjected to a potent venom that induces an instantaneous, searing pain unlike any other sensation. It's a level of discomfort that surpasses any previous experience, akin to the sensation of being pricked with a white-hot metal probe or having molten lead poured directly onto your skin. The venom from a red velvet ant sting not only causes excruciating pain, but also initiates a throbbing, burning agony that can persist for up to a full day. Thus, if you find yourself on the receiving end of its bite, be prepared for an entire day of enduring the sensation of your limb slowly being roasted over an open flame. Emerald cockroach wasp. A typical day in the life of the emerald cockroach wasp involves a series of tasks, starting with foraging for food, digging shelter holes, and notably capturing unsuspecting cockroaches. The modus operandi of this wasp involves paralyzing its prey, essentially taking over its mind to the extent that escape becomes impossible, and then depositing an egg inside it, which will eventually consume it from within. It's a tightly packed schedule, to say the least. The emerald cockroach wasp, in one form or another, demonstrates mastery over mind control. inflicting a fate upon its favorite prey, the cockroach that's arguably worse than death. The process begins with the wasp hunting down a cockroach and delivering a potent sting to its brain. Surprisingly, this sting doesn't kill the cockroach, but instead renders it fully aware and conscious, albeit incapable of escaping due to the paralysis induced. Remarkably, the cockroach becomes a mindless pawn under the wasp's control, akin to a zombie drone. Guided by the wasp, it's led to a specially prepared burrow, where the wasp lays its egg on the cockroach's body, sealing its fate. Once the egg hatches, the larvae gradually consume the still-living cockroach from within, utilizing it as a fresh source of organic sustenance. Importantly, the larvae meticulously avoid devouring the cockroach's vital organs, ensuring its prey remains alive for as long as possible, prolonging its suffering until the bitter end. Amazonian giant centipede. To begin, it's crucial to provide context regarding the size of these creatures. They can reach lengths of up to a foot and boast thick bodies, comparable in width to a man's thumb. Picture them as colossal land-based tanks encased within a sturdy outer shell and armed with venomous fangs and countless pincer-like legs. Given these formidable attributes, the inhabitants of the Amazon recognized the effectiveness of these creatures for interrogation purposes. For instance, imagine you're caught stealing last month's harvest of cocoa grains and adamantly refuse to confess. In such a scenario, the village leader would have you bound to a tree, and the 2 village centipedes would be summoned for this specific task. While one might initially underestimate the severity of the situation due to their size, the reality is far more daunting. As these centipedes maneuver across your skin with their multitude of legs, they eventually detect the warmth radiating from your flesh. Instinctively, they latch onto your skin with their massive pincers and administer a potent venom capable of inducing excruciating pain, leaving you with a fever that could soar as high as 100.5 degrees Fahrenheit. Bullet ant. Imagine if you weren't born into the luxuries of air conditioning and delivered meals, but instead into the heart of the Amazon rainforest among the Satari Mau tribe of Brazil. As a male member of the tribe, it's time to undergo a pivotal rite of passage known as the bullet ant initiation, a test of manhood deeply ingrained in their culture. During this initiation, the tribe gathers bullet ants and administers a natural herbal solution to sedate them. Subsequently, the ants are woven into gloves with their stingers directed inward. Upon awakening, the ants become agitated and commence stinging the gloves. The bullet ant, renowned for possessing the most painful sting in the world, inflicts a sensation akin to being shot with an actual bullet, hence its name. Now, imagine your hands covered in thousands of enraged ants, relentlessly biting you. It's a searing, incapacitating agony that can persist for up to 24 hours. Rendering even grown adults incapacitated from the intensity of the pain. The key lies in the venom they inject. The bullet ant's venom contains a potent blend of toxins and compounds meticulously designed to target the pain receptors in our bodies, eliciting an overwhelming and intense reaction. Tarantula hawk. When an insect is specifically adapted to prey upon tarantulas, it's reasonable to infer that it possesses the means to overcome one of Earth's largest and most venomous spiders. Enter the tarantula hawk. Essentially a colossal wasp characterized by its vibrant blue-black wings and elongated body. Despite its visually striking appearance, the pain inflicted by a tarantula hawk's sting is described as excruciating, akin to being struck by a searingly hot nail or having a hand crushed by a hammer. This intense, searing agony radiates throughout the victim's body, leaving them in considerable distress. However, it's essential to understand that the venom of the tarantula hawk is specifically adapted and evolved to incapacitate its primary prey, the tarantula. Using its sting, the wasp injects its venom directly into the tarantula's body, effectively paralyzing it from within. Once subdued, the tarantula hawk transports its immobilized prey back to its burrow, where it lays a single egg atop the still-living spider. Upon hatching, the larvae find themselves with a fresh, immobilized meal to devour from the inside out. Tarantula hawks are prevalent in the desert regions of the southwestern United States and Mexico, and they are not averse to venturing into human-inhabited areas in pursuit of their 8-legged quarry. Thus, for avid hikers, campers, or outdoor enthusiasts frequenting these regions, the prospect of encountering one of these formidable wasps is indeed a very real risk. Black widow spider. Perhaps little else exemplifies the nature of a species quite like the female black widows, infamous for consuming their male counterparts after mating. While from an evolutionary standpoint, this behavior ensures the survival of their offspring, it's undeniably peculiar to contemplate its origins. The black widow spider stands as one of the most venomous arachnids in North America. What's particularly striking is that the initial bite may go unnoticed, often likened to a mere pinprick. However, within hours, the affected area may become red and swollen. Subsequently, the pain may escalate, radiating from the bite site to other parts of the body. Symptoms can include muscle cramps, nausea, vomiting, profuse sweating, and difficulty breathing as the venom takes effect, gradually paralyzing parts of the body. Should the venom enter the bloodstream, systemic symptoms can escalate rapidly, leading to severe abdominal pain, muscle tightness, and a surge in blood pressure. Fortunately, if medical attention is sought promptly, doctors may administer antivenom to counteract the spread of the toxin, potentially averting further complications. DeathStalker Scorpions. Deathstalkers are easily recognizable by their robust armored exoskeletons, adorned with menacing pincers and a curved tail tipped with a bulbous stinger that delivers a formidable punch. These scorpions are the heavyweight champions of their world, growing up to 8 inches in length. However, it's not just their imposing size that instills fear. It's also their incredibly potent venom. The venom of the Deathstalker is a complex concoction of neurotoxins and various other compounds that can wreak havoc on the human body. A single sting from one of these scorpions can induce excruciating pain, muscle spasms, convulsions, and even respiratory failure in severe cases. But how likely are you to encounter one of these formidable creatures? Well, if you happen to wander the arid deserts of North Africa or the Middle East, your chances significantly increase. Deathstalkers thrive in the scorching heat, burrowing underground or seeking shelter beneath rocks and debris during the day, emerging to hunt for prey at night. Once they lock onto their target, they deliver lightning-fast strikes with their venomous stingers, immobilizing their victims with surgical precision. Interestingly, if you're bold enough, milking the venom of these scorpions could earn you a staggering $39 million per gallon. However, unless you're seeking such a lucrative venture, it's best to exercise caution and be wary of Deathstalker scorpions hiding beneath the next rock you decide to pick up. Executioner Wasp. The Executioner Wasp, aptly named for its lethal capabilities, is a creature to be reckoned with in the insect world. Sporting a menacing appearance with its robust body and formidable stinger, it strikes fear into the hearts of those who encounter it. This wasp isn't just intimidating in looks. Its venom is a potent weapon that can deliver excruciating pain and potentially fatal consequences. A single sting from the Executioner Wasp can induce intense agony, swelling, and even paralysis. Found primarily in tropical regions, these formidable insects command respect and caution from any who dare to venture into their territory. Encounters with the Executioner Wasp are particularly common in South America, where they inhabit dense forests and jungle environments. Their presence is often heralded by their distinctive buzzing, serving as a warning to potential intruders. Despite their small size, these wasps wield immense power, capable of subduing prey and defending their nests with ruthless efficiency. For those unfortunate enough to provoke their ire, the consequences can be dire. Therefore, when traversing through the habitats of the Executioner Wasp, vigilance and respect for their territory are paramount to avoid an unpleasant and potentially dangerous encounter.